Hey, today I have two questions, more or less for Warlord, but everyone at home, you can all guess along if you want to. Um, I'm not sure, and it's about the rules. Bold Action version 3. Now, my recent game against Achilles in Spain, posted here yesterday on this channel. Two things came up that we didn't really know the answer to and really couldn't figure out what the rules were actually saying either. So I'll do them both here. One of them, I think, is a contradiction in the rules, which Warlord Games, you really need to fact that, which is why I'm also sending this video directly to Warlord Games as well. The other thing is something that you used to be able to do in version 2, and which I think everyone thinks you're able to do, but rules as written, you may be not able to do anymore. So, two things. Now, the first thing is, and I need you to, if you have your rulebook at home, you can follow along with me, because we have 2 pages that are in more or less direct contradiction, which is always kind of fun. So the first page that I'm needing you to go and get, that's page 59. And the second page is Weapon Special Rules, page 96. And I'll give you an image here on the screen so you can also see it here if you don't really have your rulebook on you. Right, so here we go. This is an image of page 96, okay? This is to explain a fixed machine gun. What arc of fire does it have? And it says here next to the picture that both the German field gun, which is this one up here, and the infantry are within the infantry. So here is within the front arc of the machine gun and can be targeted with a fire order. The officer is outside and cannot be targeted with a fire order. This machine gun will need to advance. Now, this picture thinks that you can shoot at that gun. Is that actually true? Because I think not. I think that's wrong. Because that is in direct contradiction with page 59. Let me show you. Here. 59. Line of sight. I'm just turning in my own rule book here as we speak. Here we go. Referred to as line of sight. Models are view. When doing that, you may ignore units of infantry, artillery, blah, blah, blah. But have a look behind the firer's head. If the torso or head of an enemy model can clearly be seen, we assume the soldier can see that enemy. If only peripheral part of a model can be seen, such as an arm and leg, or the barrel of a weapon, then we assume the enemy cannot see them. That does not compute. If that machine gun in the former picture can shoot at the base, that's not even part of the model. What's right here? These two rules are in direct contradiction of each other. Which one is right? I would like to know. Warlord Games, view this. Please tell us all what is right. You cannot have both. It cannot be true. So either you can shoot at bases of minis, or you have to be able to see torso or head. In the game against Achilles, that actually meant quite a lot, because it was a question of whether a unit was in, not just in line of sight, but also if they were in cover or not. It really meant a lot. So I think that this is rather important to have answered very quickly, actually, because it doesn't compute. Now, the next thing is from the assault rules. Oh, That's the wrong way around. Anyways, I'm sorry about that. It's the how you move your assaulters, and I'm not sure I can flip that right now. Can I? Maybe. Nah, can't. Anywho, I'll give you a page reference anyway. So it is on. We're in the assault section, close quarters, and we're on page 106. Now, it says that you're allowed to move around impassable terrain. All models except friendly models and friendly infantry and artillery. So this includes tanks, vehicles, right? You're allowed to move around those, but those are the only types of terrain you're allowed to move around when assaulting. So my question is, can you do a non-straight assault or not? And it becomes very, very important in a second, which means I'm just going to have to show you a bit of terrain here. So I'll do that. I'll move the computer a little bit, and I've set up here in my game room. It's very messy. Sorry about that. A little scene from the game against Achilles. So this is the situation. I have very V2 of me, I know, moved up a cavalry unit. That cavalry unit can see an infantry unit over there. Now, crucially, this would in V2 allow me to make a charge at the unit because I can see them. I just need to be within 18 inches, and I am at 11.5. Perfect. I charge, the charge goes off, everything's standard. Now, in V3 rules, it says I have to make a straight move that if I cross obstacles is reduced. Now, a straight move towards that unit is a 10-inch move, but I'm not allowed to cross obstacles for 10 inches. I'm only allowed to move 9 inches. So all of a sudden, I don't have enough movement to reach that unit, even though I am well within 18 inches, which is my normal movement. So am I allowed to charge that unit or not? In the game, we ruled that I wasn't, because I have to move in a straight line, but I don't have to move in a straight line, do I? Because if there was impassable terrain here, if this was a house, so I don't know why there would be impassable terrain and I could still charge, because I couldn't see you then, right? But if, like that, I don't know. Well, maybe, like I'm out here, so the closest model I can't see, but the second closest I can, that would be an indirect, right? Anywho, then I could move around it. Or if I had moved one of my vehicles up here, right, put a vehicle there, then I could move around it. But as is, I'm going to have to go straight at them, which means I can't reach them, which means I can't charge. That makes no sense to me, and it's a third huge nerf to assaults, if that's true. So please let me know what is true here. This was, by the way, one of the most common ways that I made assaults in version 2. Having my unit be able to see some of his unit while I was stringing them down behind some hard cover to avoid being shot to pieces. Because it's, and for V3, it's the only thing you can do if you want to be, if you don't want to get shot in the face. Right, those were my 2 questions for Warlord Games. Can you make assaults that are not in a straight line if you can reach the opponent? If that's the only way you can reach the opponent. And do you shoot at people's bases or not? Warlord Games, please answer. Thank you so much for tuning in. Cheers.